Hello dear students, welcome to the class on Emitinix. Let's learn about erythropoietin in this session. So coming to the specific learning objective, at the end of this class you should be able to explain the mechanism of erythropoietin and you should be able to describe the uses and adverse effects of erythropoietin. So coming to the erythropoietin, it is a xyloglycoprotein hormone which is mainly produced by peritubular cell of kidney. It is mainly essential for normal erythropoiesis. So it is the anemia as well as hypoxia which will stimulate the erythropoietin synthesis. Mainly this anemia and hypoxia will be sensed by kidney cells. Thereby it induces rapid secretion of erythropoietin. This erythropoietin will going to act on erythroid marrow. So after acting on the erythroid marrow, it will stimulate the proliferation of colony forming cells of erythroid series and induces the hemoglobin formation as well as erythroblast maturation, and it also helps in release of reticulocytes into the circulation. So it produces its action by binding to the JAK-STAT binding receptor. Erythropoietin binds to a specific receptor called as JAK-STAT. After binding to the JAK-STAT receptor, they alter the phosphorylation of intracellular protein, which will in turn activate the transcription factor which is required for gene regulation. So thereby it induces erythropoiesis in a dose-dependent manner. But remember, it has got no effect on the RBC lifespan. So we have erythropoietin alpha as well as erythropoietin beta. So these are the recombinant human erythropoietin. It is usually administered through intravenous as well as subcutaneous injection. The plasma of life is 6 to 10 hours and the duration of action will remain for several days. So what are the uses of erythropoietin? It is mainly indicated in case of anemia of chronic renal failure where there will be low levels of erythropoietin. So it should be administered only in case of symptomatic patient with HB levels less or equal to 8 gram per dl. So here erythropoietin 25 to 100 unit per kg subcutaneously or intravenously 3 times a week is given to raise the hematocrit as well as hemoglobin, and it will reduce the need for transfusion as well as improves the quality of life. So most of the patient may have low iron stores. So along with the epoetin, you may need to give concurrent parenteral as well as oral iron therapy. Apart from this, epoetin can be used in the treatment of anemia in AIDS patients who are treated with zidovudine because zidovudine can cause anemia, and also in case of cancer chemotherapy induced anemia, and also pre-operatively you can increase the blood production for autologous transfusion during surgery. Autologous transfusion during surgery, where you will give epoetin to the patients who will be undergoing surgery uh, 1 or 2 days 2 weeks prior to the surgery. You will be giving epoetin, which will increase the synthesis of the red blood cells. So thereby you will collect the blood from the same patient. It will be kept to use during surgery. So appointed response will be poor if there is a primary bone marrow disease or in case of nutritional anemia, and also because of endogenous circulating levels of apoetin levels will be high in such diseases like primary bone marrow disease as well as nutritional anemias. So what are the adverse effects of apoetin? Since it is a non-immunogenic in nature, it will not produce much of hypersensitivity reaction, but it can cause reactions mainly due to sudden increase in hematocrit, blood viscosity, peripheral vascular resistance due to the correction of anemia, and also due to the increase in hematocrit, it can increase the risk of clot formation in AV shunts. It can lead to hypertensive episodes. It can lead to serious thromboembolic events, and also occasionally it can lead to seizures, and it can also cause flu-like symptoms which will be relieved after 10 days. So there is one more apoetin derivative, that is darbepoetin alpha. It is a hyperglycosylated modified preparation of erythropoietin. It has got TF of 24 to 36 hours. It's a longer acting agent than the epoetin. So here the injection uh, of derbo- derbipoetin alpha can be given once a week, and initially you can give 0.45 microgram per kg subcutaneously or intravenously once a week, and dose has to be adjusted according to the rise in hemoglobin levels. So coming to the summary of erythropoietin. Erythropoietin is mainly produced by kidney, mainly to increase the reticulocyte production, which will be stimulated by hypoxia. There are two forms, apoietin alpha, and there is one more, apoietin beta also. And the longer acting agent is derbipoietin alpha. Poietin alpha is a shorter half-life and is given subcutaneously. Where it is used, mainly it is indicated in the anemia due to chronic kidney disease, or anemia due to cancer chemotherapy, or anemia due to zidovudine therapy in case of HIV patient. And adverse effects is mainly due to rise in hematocrit levels. So it can cause hypertension, headache, and also it can lead to thromboembolic events. So these are the specific learning objectives which we learned in this today's session. Thank you.